Oh, hello, everyone. How are all of you? Hopefully you're all doing well. We're going to do some more of Honkai Star Rail here, try and get through this new patch.
Oh, Mr. Sunday. Hey there! Okay.
Guess it's a good thing he didn't go in there and realize that I left the fridge open.
That's never a good thing to do.
No. So I went in there and closed it, and I'm just not gonna say anything.
Nice.
If I just reached
So it's been
out
open
my
since
hand,
you hopped in the
I
call.
could grab the moon, couldn't
Ooh.
I?
The moon?
Because you hopped in like right after I went and grabbed my Coke out of it.
Yeah. Look at me.
Whoops.
I've been away from home for too long.
It's a talent.
I must
Well,
be missing that moon.
As far as I know,
It's no
it's called a.
big deal.
That's
The
not a
green
child. It's called a
theater here
Pepeshi,
looks
which
much
is
better than the moon back home.
something similar to
It's
Moogle from
just
Final Fantasy.
Magnificent.
What?
They told me not to sell everything I had.
Yeah, they
just to
introduced
come
a
to
race
Pentecost.
of
How
beings in Honkai
short-sighted.
called Pepeshi,
Selling everything
and
you had.
they're basically like
Why
humanized
would you go to such
Moogles.
lengths?
They don't fly, but they have like
Why?
the palm on top of their head.
Can't you see? Life back home.
So if I
is
see it, I'm gonna be like, thanks, I
miserable.
hate it.
It's not really living at all. It's better to be here at Pinnacle. No pain, no worries about tomorrow.
Unfortunately,
Sweet
yeah, that's
dreams.
kind of what it is
You
there,
can do whatever you
Katroshka.
want. That's what I call living. Yeah. Now.
I mean,
this
it is a
the
Korean
life.
game, so
Is this truly living?
Huh? What did
I
you
mean,
say,
it-
young lady?
well, actually, is it Korean or Japanese? I can't
didn't
remember.
quite catch that.
Oh, it's nothing, sir.
I think it's
You see,
Chinese.
the traffic on Glocks Avenue can be dangerous.
Close enough.
How about I ask a bloodhound family member to
Culturally,
escort you to
not
Ideen
a
Park
whole
over there,
lot of
so you can continue enjoying
differences, but
your
there's a
sweet
lot of
dream.
little minor differences.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Wow. No wonder you were the leader of this sweet dream. You're totally a lifesaver. See you around, Mr. Sunday. And it was nice chatting with you.
Yep.
What's
China.
up, sister?
This is the land of the dreams.
But I knew
Why do they
Genshin was
look
Chinese,
like
and
this?
I'm pretty sure they're made by the same
The
people.
man
They
we
are.
ran into, he doesn't seem happy at all.
Along with several other
Even though
games
sweet
in
dreams are
the
nice,
Honkai
they're just
series.
illusions. But for
Honkai 3rd
him,
and
they're
Pack.
the
I need
only
to
way
go
to
back to play
survive,
Honkai.
even if it means giving up on
That
reality.
game was strangely fun.
That's not really living at all.
I haven't ever
For-
played any of them.
Being
I suppose you have a
purely
point.
fan service is actually kind of fun.
In my opinion,
I played I played a little
that's
bit
how
of
most people live their
Genshin,
lives.
but I just couldn't say interested
Why
in
do you
it.
say that?
You think
I-
that man is not
When
actually
Genshin first
living,
came out, I
but that's
played
not
it,
quite
and,
accurate. Even without Penacony,
on
people create their own
release,
illusions called self-value.
once you finish the story that was out, it
People
became
believe they have
like
a predetermined value to fulfill.
grindy to a point that I couldn't
Value
forgive it
means
for,
power,
so I just kind of dropped
And
off
those
from there and
deemed
never went back.
worthless are seen as the weak.
I finished
However,
up through like the first
value
boss,
doesn't come out of thin air,
and then
and there's a limit to
it just didn't hold enough of my interest
To
to keep going.
accumulate value, people
Yeah, I
have
think
to
it was like
take from
right
others.
around hero level 30, it
So,
lost me.
the weak get exploited and oppressed.
Are you suggesting that
Like, I'm
This is
not
not how things
interested
should
in
be?
just roaming the map looking
Exactly.
for chests, and then, you know, they
But,
released new content that would
ironically,
have fixed that problem for me. But
People don't think
at
there's
that
anything
point,
wrong
I
with it
on, I didn't care anymore.
because they uphold the illusory notion of self-value. And even the weak believe
Which sucks,
it.
because I had, like, really fucking good draw
Survival
luck on
of the
Genshin, too.
fittest. That's where all the tragedies in the world come from.
Yeah, I had really good
People
luck on
come
Star
to the
Rail as
sweet
well.
dream
But,
in Penacony to escape from that reality and find solace.
now, if I came back to it, I'd done
No
missed out on a
tragedies
lot.
exist here.
So I don't
only
know how
happiness.
interested I am in returning
Although
to it.
in its nascent form,
That, and, you know, the marathon
isn't
thing,
that the same
Yeah.
paradise we yearn for in our dreams?
which tomorrow even though we have
Perhaps
PAs.
that man is
What I
just an
want to,
exception. Let's not jump to
wanna go-
conclusions. We
I
should
don't know, since I'm
experience the
raiding out, I might
dreamscape
not do FF2.
ourselves.
I might just,
Just as
I might
did
just do
at
Star Rail
Kingflux
tomorrow
Reef.
and pick up
Yes,
uh,
seeing is believing.
FF2
I'll accompany you.
Saturday.
The Dream Master
Mount
hasn't shown
Farm.
up yet, so we have some
Well,
time
like
for
I
a
said,
stroll.
there's a lot of story that you'd have to go through.
Man, I just realized 14's taken over my life again.
Well, I
was
mean,
like Saturday, there's Mount Farm. Friday, there's P8S. Saturday morning, there's P12S. Saturday evening, there's Mount Farm. Sunday evening, there's Ulu. Monday evening, it's also Ulu. So leaves Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with nothing.
well, I mean, everyone kind of, when it comes to any MMO, goes through periods of burnout, and if it's a good enough game, they go back to it eventually.
I think the only reason I like 14 is because it feeds my ego.
I wonder if exercising in dreams actually.
It's just like I keep going, playing Destiny 2, and then leaving it for a little while, and try and go back to it, and then we'll get burnt out again. And
Because it's definitely not the story that keeps me.
I don't know. I
Glad
like the
to meet
story
you
of
again,
14. I'm
Robin.
looking forward to Dawn
How are
Trail's
the
story.
preparations for the Charmony
I don't
Festival
watch the
coming
story. I
along?
have no idea what the
We're
story
all
is.
so
I don't care what
excited
the
about
story
it.
is.
It's going smoothly.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Thanks for
story is
making the
usually
trip
what
to
keeps
join
me
the festival.
invested in a game.
You're too
Well, the
kind,
problem with
Robin.
Final Fantasy
It's a pleasure
14
to have
story
guests
is there
from
was a
all
point
over
where
the
it
universe
bored me to the
celebrating
point that I
day
didn't
and
want to watch
night.
it anymore.
I can't stand being lonely or
Way
bored,
too many
so
boring cutscenes
this
in a row. I was like,
jubilant
I'm done.
dreamscape is perfect for me.
But if
Well,
this
that's
went
why you
on
just do
forever,
a small bit
would it get
here and a
boring
small
too?
bit there.
No, there is no small bit. There
Not
is
at
rush to
all.
the end.
Who would get tired of having so
Just
much
like when
fun?
Dawn Trail comes out, I'll be done with it day 2.
Every day you get to wear
Yeah, you
fancy
probably will be.
clothes, explore
I probably
all
won't
sorts
touch it
of
for like the
dream
first
levels,
week just to try and
indulge
give
in
the queue
delicious food
some
without
measure
gaining
of
weight, and
calm
you
the
never
fuck
get
down
old
and
or
actually
sick.
let people
As long
get
as
into
you
instances.
can afford a room, this place is the ultimate paradise.
But
No, I'll be so far ahead
you
that I'll,
know that only a few things
It'll
can be
be
brought
easy.
back from the dreamscape to reality, right?
or, I'll only
That's
be in
exactly why I don't
scenes with
plan
other
on
cutscene
bringing
skippers.
anything back. Just
Yeah, well,
enjoying
in
the
dungeons
dream
with other
itself
cutscene
is
skippers.
good enough for me. I mean, I'm not
You know,
one
get
of those
Paladin up,
long
get
living
Ninja up.
species. I
Probably
only
go
have
ahead and
around
get Viper up
60
since I
or
already have the
70
ninja
years
gear.
of this lifetime, and
Well, I
there's
mean,
so much to
after
worry about.
spending
Being
so
happy
much time
here
going
is
through and
pure
finally
bliss.
not just watching every cutscene,
Only in this
but
sweet dream can I truly feel
actually
like I'm
listening
in
to them and
control of
hearing
my
all
life
the
and
voice
fate.
acting in some of
Who
them.
would want to go back to reality after experiencing this bliss?
Which made
I
some of them
see.
so much better.
I genuinely wish you all the happiness in the world.
Some of the ARR voice acting is
And I
painful.
wish you a fantastic performance,
I wouldn't say the
Robin.
voice acting's painful so
I'm off
much
to the Blue Hour
as
for
just
ball.
the
See you later.
the script writing.
Oh, no. Let me rewind and let's
Seems
go
like that
revisit
guest's
Sid in
perspective
Praetorium.
didn't resonate with you either.
She had a valid point.
I mean,
I
I
could
don't
sense
mind
her
Sid's
genuine
voice.
happiness.
And don't
just
even
that-
think about dying. You're
What
too
you're trying
bloody
to
useful.
say is, she thinks
Well, I mean,
she's in control of her
that's
life.
more the
But in
script
reality,
writing rather than the voice
She's just
acting.
escaping from reality
The way,
and seeking
just the
solace
line
in this
itself
sweet
and the
dream.
way it was voiced, it just
Once
hurt my
she
soul
steps out of
hearing
this
it every time.
sanctuary,
Oh my
everything
god,
will
yeah, I
be
hate it here.
lost.
Well, she did make mention of being able to afford a room. Didn't she?
But we made up for it when I was like, he's gonna say the
The
thing.
paradise
Say the
in our
thing.
dreams.
Such devastation. He said the thing.
No.
Ah.
And the paradise we yearn for shouldn't be
I don't know.
just
I
a
don't
fleeting
like
dream either.
Praetorium as much anymore as with what they did to reduce its size.
I don't care. I just don't like the ultimate weapon fight. The way they did that, just fucking awful.
It takes way too damn long to do the ultimate fight.
Yeah. Ultimate weapon. That fight drags on way
Scenery
too
in this
long.
dreamscape
With
is
nothing going
truly
on in it.
breathtaking. isn't
Like, if
it?
you're gonna make a fight 20 minutes long, it needs more than 4 mechanics.
Oh, Robin. Can't believe I'm meeting you in person here.
Dear God,
What an
why?
honor.
Or at least more than 2 phases.
You're right. Even though time stands still in this dreamscape, it always
it-
feels
it-
fresh. I find something new
Yeah.
every time.
That first phase just didn't need to be
Philosophical
there.
mind. I hope I'm not intruding.
That first phase can just be
Oh,
entirely
not at
removed by
all, no.
cutscene.
With little time left,
Yeah.
I yearn for meaningful
Instead of,
conversations.
10 minutes of
especially
fight.
with someone as esteemed
Yeah.
as you. Do you mind if we chat?
I'll practice my level 50
It's my
rotation for
pleasure.
10 minutes and stand here.
No need to be formal.
Thanks.
Just speak your mind.
Appreciate
You
that.
said, with little time left. Please,
Oh,
forgive me for being blunt. But is that why you
It's
came to
Friday, I get to play, tomorrow I get to play Ninja and
Yeah.
Savage.
I was
And
part
I
of a
think the
war,
rest of it is just
and
paladin
while
shit.
escaping from the Sikosian
Oh,
mine
paladin,
ship,
oh.
I got exposed to some radioactive materials.
But at least it's keeping me warmed up on
My
Ninja.
comrades died, and my hometown was wiped out by neutron bombardments. I couldn't
Well,
bear to live.
I mean,
Everything
I've
I
never
knew
really been
gone.
good at any class.
That's when I heard about a possible solution here, so I came.
I keep thinking maybe I have it in me to try and do,
heart-wrenching.
like some savage
I
raiding,
hope
but
the family has been able to help you.
I always remind myself that's just like,
They have.
nope, I'm not
and
really
I'm
good enough to
truly
do that.
grateful for that. They provided me
Well,
with a
there's also
comfortable
another
room,
problem.
most advanced life
What's
support
that?
devices in the cosmos.
You may like the
a
worst
stellar
possible
team of
class to take you to
caregivers.
Savage right now.
My physical body is now in the dream.
I mean-
Bard is in such
Sustained by
bad
life
shape
support.
right now.
When
Me you see
isn't Bard
here
in
is
bad
whole,
shape?
rational, and no
I-
different from any other
that's
person.
Pretty good for a while.
But I can't say the same for the me in the hotel room. My true appearance.
I still remember the day
I hope you
when they're
never
like,
have to witness
nope,
it, Robin.
everything you got for whatever goddamn reason
So,
has a casting bar, so you can't
You'll
move
be
anymore.
living forever in this dreamscape.
What?
Right?
I think it was,
Just being able to live at all is good enough for me. Whether it's in this dreamscape or not, well, I don't really
not
have much say in
Omega.
the matter.
It was, one of
My
the
world is
one of
being
the
torn
tiers of
apart,
Eden Bard was actually
and
pretty
my
damn
life
good.
could end any second. So,
I think it was during
even if this whole place is an illusion,
Heavensward, they gave
it's still my
Bard
paradise,
casting bars,
and I'll treasure every
Yeah,
moment I spend here.
and it was
And
just
Heavensward,
I
they,
envy those
while people
everlasting
praise
things.
it, I don't know why they praise it so hard.
Oh man,
The-
story.
Half the jobs are in abysmal shape. Paladin wasn't even viable
Fortunately,
for most of it.
this sweet dream
well, I
gives him
don't think
joyful
people
memories
praised
to hold
it
on to
for
for the rest of his life.
the way the classes
That's
worked. I think
precisely
they praised
why
it
this
for
sweet dream in Penacony exists.
story and
Story.
However,
raid quality.
even the sweet dream has its limitations.
No.
It provides solace to the
Quality is
disillusioned.
shit too.
It can't completely eliminate pain
I don't
or
know, I
reality.
There will
Most of
be
the
a way
raids in
out.
Alexander was trash.
Penacony is
They're
already
like,
on the right track.
they hadn't quite learned their lesson from UConn, or from, not UConn, just Coils. Like, half of it was just trash.
I don't know, I liked Coils. Coils was at least visually interesting in comparison to a lot of the other raids.
Right, but like in Coils, you'd have trash leading to a boss, which I like a lot better than the entire
Look what we
raid
have
just
here.
being
A
trash.
lovely young lady.
There were a couple of those in Coil too.
Is
Yeah, but
that me?
they were, I don't know, they were a great concept, I felt like.
Brother, what a surprise to see you again.
And I mean,
I
they
think-
still had mechanics
Show
a little bit with
yourself.
those
Your trick won't
with those
work on
ad
us.
levels.
I've heard that a skilled mass fool
I still think
received an
Omega and
invitation
Part of
too.
Eden was the peak of rating.
That must be you, right? Did you enjoy
A
yourself?
lot of just
Barely. The people here are way too gullible. A little
Pandemonium. I
bit
think
is
half
all
of it's
it
just
takes
dog
for
shit.
a bite. And they run away at the slightest hint of danger.
Like-
In other words,
P10
They're naive
is
and
an
cowardly.
absolute dog water
Now
fight.
that you've had your
It's
fill,
trash.
it'd be
I hate
wise
that
to
it
leave before it's
exists.
too late.
It is not fun.
The music of the harmony
Which one is
doesn't
P10?
tolerate discord.
The big spider
Right. Now that you have the real Robin,
with
Oh,
the
the,
man
uh,
coat.
Oh, how disheartening.
The spider castle thing?
Done so much for the
Yeah.
family.
Yeah, that
You
fight is
should be
crap.
thanking me.
It's
Because if it weren't
like,
for me
I'm
cleaning
glad
up
that they're
this
trying to
mess,
make grading more difficult, but they're
Penacony would
not
still be
finding a
in
balance of
shambles.
fun in there.
Don't you think?
It's like,
That was
one,
a
it's more
personal
difficult, but
request
it's in a
from the
way
head of the Iris family.
fucking
And it has
miserable.
nothing to do with us.
Well, I mean, they're going to
Step
be
aside
trying
and
to...
stop causing trouble for the
uh,
Charmony Festival.
The Charmony Festival? You
They're going to be
think you
trying to
can
make
scare me?
everything in 14 a little
You
harder,
think I have
apparently,
no idea
so...
what you're planning? I
Yeah,
don't
no,
care
I'm
what
fine
you're
with them
thinking,
making it
Chicken
harder.
Wing Boy. But I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
a lot of the difficulty in
appearing on
14 is
stage.
baby's first MMO anyway.
After all, you're well aware of what a sorry state this dreamscape is in under the banner of harmony. Penacony, the land of the dreams.
Which, I mean, I'm fine with that. I like
Is
that.
this
I don't
truly
really
the
have
paradise you desire?
a whole lot of
Stop
time
it.
to devote to being
What's the
really
rush,
good at it.
Chicken Wing Boy?
And that's
Tell
fine.
that to you.
I'm not judging you for that.
Our paradise is
Whatever.
none of
No,
your
I'm
concern,
not.
Master Cole.
But,
Leave now.
hey, things
Or
like
the family
expert,
won't
I
tolerate
think
you
is
anymore.
misnamed.
All right, all right.
I don't believe expert
Robin,
roulette should be called
I
expert roulette,
suggest you seriously consider this.
because I
Well,
don't
Do
think
you really believe those living in
I don't think people
dreams
need to be
escape
given that
pain
sense of
and
expert
find
for
true happiness?
those dungeons.
Well, I've
Well,
done my
I mean,
part, and now I'm simply waiting for the
expert might not be
fireworks
the
to begin.
right term of
Here, the
in
last two gifts for both of you.
skill level, but
And
it's
don't
supposed to
lose
be
them. If by some unfortunate
The-
chance
pretty
the
much the
Charmony
more
Festival starts against our
recent
odds,
dungeon.
Yeah, it's just current
remember to
dungeons.
use them during the show.
Current MSQ dungeons, that's all it
And
is.
it'll be thrilling.
Well, I mean, it wasn't
Bang!
always just MSQ dungeons.
I heard a raven
Or-
cawing in
There
the
used to be some
distance.
side dungeons, but due
It seems the
to
Dream Master will arrive
not
soon.
being able to create content fast enough, they don't put out quite as many dungeons
Yeah.
every patch anymore. Because it used
Yeah,
to be
most of
what?
them
One
busy
story
with Dawn
dungeon
Trail.
and 2 side dungeons?
They did the side dungeons on the initial release. We got Smountain and all that crap on the side, but they don't really come
no.
out so much later on.
Well, they used to do 2 side dungeons and 1 MSQ dungeon. I think up through Stormblood. And then it was like, it takes too much time and effort to do that many dungeons, so we're going to cut back on the main patches of how much we're doing.
Well, right, but then they started doing us other things instead of the side dungeons, like the variant dungeons. Those
Yeah.
weren't given back then. More deep dungeons.
Well,
They've been doing a lot more of those.
I could care less about either one of those. I'd rather have the more side dungeons.
I don't know, the variants are just kind of the same thing.
Yeah,
Except
but I can't really...
Then I have to run through them more than once.
I can't queue into them with random people.
You can't.
I don't believe there's an auto queue.
I haven't really tried.
I think it's either you go in with a group that you manually put together, or you go in solo.
Well, I always just did it by myself. I didn't even try to see if I could queue into it with a random party.
I don't know. I really don't enjoy playing games like Final Fantasy 14 entirely
Let's
on my own.
wait here for the Dream
Honestly, I
Master to
don't even so
arrive.
much care for doing it with random
Okay.
people.
By the way, brother, I heard you no longer have a sweet tooth. Back when we were kids, you used to steal my desserts.
I don't
Seems
like
the
screaming
laws
and
changed
playing
during
for
my
myself,
absence.
but on my own, I don't really
What
care.
exactly happened?
Well,
Because if I'm playing it by myself,
Someone
just
has
have
to
get
stay
something
awake
done real
even
quick.
in this sweet
that's just
dream.
me.
Well,
But
I'm
that
unfortunately
someone
subject to
doesn't have
this.
to be you,
Uh,
or anyone
whenever I
in
play a
particular.
game that's like multiplayer,
You're
it's like
carrying
if
too
I'm not
much on your
playing
shoulders,
it
brother.
multiplayer with people,
The
it
paradise
it
in our
just loses a
dreams.
lot of fun to me.
It shouldn't be like this. Penacony is
That's
nothing more than a
fair.
dream.
I'm just glad
I
that
can't
after a
erase the
day,
worries
I
and pain
get
of
to go back
reality,
to my.
or bring true happiness. It
But
only offers an escape from reality. Nothing more.
Remember the old
Oh,
man we
I
met
guess
earlier?
Duke finally responded to his
Without
girlfriend
this dream,
today.
he might have
Oh.
completely lost himself.
Wasn't I talking about this 2
That
days ago?
might be true, but
Last night,
Last
even
night?
without
Okay.
Penacony, he could have chosen another path.
So finally
As
got a
far as I
response
know,
at
the Intelligentsia Guild has been
9
promoting
something
their
PM
rehabilitation
today.
techniques for a long time now.
it's a little
That
late.
path may have been more
Yeah,
ordinary
no,
and challenging,
happy birthday.
but
I'll
now
try to snap out of this
he's
funk
receiving
soon. I know
hospice
it's
care in a
annoying.
comatose
That's it.
state, and his fate is sealed. Is Penacony granting
It's
these
not even a
people
worthwhile
future,
response.
or is it taking it
You
away
said
from
happy
them?
birthday? Damn
Don't
it.
forget this. Not everyone really has a future.
I mean, was it even
Yeah.
her
The
birthday?
future for humanity
It is her
like
birthday today.
the sky for
Well,
birds.
at least he remembered.
People mistakenly believe that flight is
Well, I
inherent
don't know.
to
It being
birds
her birthday
because
was
they've never
part of the
witnessed those birds crashing to
text.
their death.
So
Do you remember
I don't
how
know.
we took in that little Charmony dove when we were young?
I'm not going to go too
Yeah.
in depth on this on your stream.
We
My
took care
bad.
of it.
I just happened to
Provided
see it.
food and water, groomed its feathers,
Eh,
and later,
what do I
when
care?
I decided to leave Penacony, I opened the cage and set it free.
Well,
But tomorrow, I
I didn't
return.
mention what happened to it in my letters because I didn't want to upset you. Shortly after you left, it
get
crashed
to
to
do
its
all the
death
things
right
again.
in front of your window.
This nightmare of a week is almost over.
I had
excited.
surmised as much. I knew you wouldn't have avoided mentioning the bird for no reason.
I don't know. I'm only working a
Despite
half
that
day tomorrow
unfortunate
because I have
outcome,
to
I
have them
still
come out
believe it
and
was
try
the
to
right
finish
decision.
installing my dryer
Birds aren't
tomorrow.
meant to spend their lives in cages. They belong in the sky.
They
Even
have
if
to
they can't
install your
fly.
dryer?
Well,
Here's
apparently
the
I
thing.
didn't order the right
If there are
parts.
birds in this world that can never
So
fly,
they told me I had to go
can we really
get the
assert
parts
that they
and
belong
then
in the sky?
call and arrange for them to come back out to finish the installation of the dryer.
Are you implying
Oh,
that the same goes for humans
enough.
too?
So I have to take like a half day off work
Let's
tomorrow
take the
at
Astral
least
Express as an
to have them
example.
come out and do that.
The Nameless made tremendous efforts to bridge worlds,
I have to call
gaining
the
fame
office to have
across
them
the
fix my fucking
universe.
air conditioner again.
However,
Ah,
only a few extraordinary individuals can endure such a
Well,
perilous
I mean,
journey.
at least if I was calling and having
That's
and could
because
get
the pursuit of the
my
Trailblaze
apartment's maintenance come
exceeds
out
the
and do it,
capabilities of
already be
ordinary
done.
humans. Otherwise,
they are very quick
why
about
would this
getting things
path be
fixed.
filled with broken
not
rails,
mine.
an
I have to
abandoned
wait like 2
express,
weeks for them to show
and
up.
even a fallen
And usually it's when I'm not fucking home.
That's just sophistry. If that were true,
Now,
then only the powerful would have the right to determine the future.
unfortunately, they won't do something like that because they don't
Unfortunately,
support
that's exactly what happens.
washers and
Another name
dryers.
for the
They only have
future is
support the hookups
self-value.
themselves. So I
While
would
this
have
world
to
has its fair share of heroes who
have
inspire
Lowe's
people
come
and
back out
garner
and finish the
admiration for their
installation.
heroic deeds, the majority of
Yay.
ordinary people will
How
never
exciting.
become heroes in their lifetime. Some are born weak and vulnerable. Some find themselves
So,
trapped in unfortunate
We'll see how that goes
circumstances.
tomorrow.
Some fall victim to malice and cowardice. When it
But
comes
for
to
today,
survival,
I am pacing
everyone
to
is
stay
equal,
awake.
and the weak can only
I would
watch
go to
as
the
their
office and
value
sit
gets
down, but I did that
constantly
earlier and I started
diminished by
falling asleep. I
external
was like, nope,
forces.
gotta move.
That's why we should care for the weak and support them as if their suffering were our own.
'Cause I am
That's
not
what the
used to
Odes of
this
Harmony
shit.
have always taught us.
Like each evening I worked up here,
While the
got-
harmony
has
holds
gotten
noble
progressively worse.
aspirations, the strong will always be strong, and the weak will always be weak. Even in this carefree dream,
Like,
human
yeah,
nature contains
all
greatness,
week I'd get up and
but it
go out
also
and work for a
harbors
little bit
inherent
before work,
weaknesses
make a
that
little bit
can't
extra
be
money.
eradicated.
Today, I could not bring myself to get
In
out of
the
bed
end,
until I absolutely had to.
if people can't even secure their own survival, they won't care about the illusory
Because I was just
future
too
of
tired.
equality.
Turn around.
As long as the
Stupid.
law of survival of the
It's
fittest
stupid,
prevails,
stupid.
there will always be fledglings crashing to their death.
But if people don't live for the future, do they merely exist for survival? If even you, my brother, don't believe that the harmony will save the weak,
So we're playing
then
honkai.
which
Is that what we're
eon can
doing?
make our
Yep.
dreams come true?
That's- Like I said, I can't see what's going on.
And
often
right now,
forget when the first bird took flight,
two characters are
the
having a
entire
philosophical
world envisioned
debate
a future
over
where
how the future
no
should
more
be.
fledglings would ever crash to their death.
Oh. Interesting.
Are you reading, sister? What are you reading?
Which two characters is it?
Robin and Mr. Sunday.
Picture book.
I have no idea who
Story
either of
of the
them are.
harmonic strings.
Again, characters that only get introduced far later in the story than where you're at.
I'd like to summon Dominicus, the harmonious choir.
Alright, I guess I will play Star Rail for a little bit
Spread our
tomorrow
wishes
before
so that
I
all can
do
feel happiness and joy.
P8S.
I see.
Because I
Or
think,
maybe Apple.
Then I would
cause
summon
I
the
think where
harmonious
you're at is
choir,
only
too.
like
Don't you
the second or
have a wish
third
of your
chapter
own,
after
brother?
1.0.
Of course I do.
It's
just that- It includes your wish and everyone else's.
This
long
is
for a true
chapter
paradise.
2.2.
Where everyone
The
can
first
find
bit's on the
peace.
ship. Then you go to
Then let's build a stage
Dump,
there.
dump,
And invite
Dumpy
everyone to our
Winterland, right?
performance, so that both our wishes come
And
true.
then you go
With the
to
power of the harmonious
Big City
choir.
in a ship. The
It's a
Lufa.
deal then.
Well, you keep going back and forth
It's
between
a deal.
uh
But how
Big-
can I become a port master?
Big City ship and Winter Planet,
Maybe.
and then
you'll
you
have
do
to
a
become
stint
a
back
star
at
first.
the Trailblazer home base, home ship, and then you go back to
You're back sooner than
the
I
Big
thought.
City
Any
ship,
results?
and then you go.
And now, it's up to us
There's
to
an
forge
entire
ahead.
chapter that takes place pretty much entirely on
Since he's already
the
carried out his last wish,
on the
my
train,
final mission is complete. But pardon me if I sound
and then
curt.
you go to
It's
the
good
new
to have
place.
determination. The path Mikhail left for you is not an easy one to tread.
Did they just
Why
release
else
the
would
new
he have
place,
chosen
or
to
did
sleep
they
in
stop
solitude,
midway again?
staking
and release
everything
more?
on some
This
nameless
is
in the future?
the
But you have the numbers, and
This
the
is the-
numbers come
they
straight.
came out with the new place back at 2.0
So that
update,
might just delay
and this
your
is the
inevitable
second
a
chapter
little
after
more.
that release.
Got any more encouraging words?
Chapter
As I
3
see
of it.
it, relying on wealth's negotiations
Yeah, pretty much.
alone is far from
If you
enough.
consider its first release is chapter
Regardless
1.
of whether the other party will be compliant,
So I have plenty to
negotiating
do.
simply allows
Oh,
us
yeah.
to meet them as equals.
I think I was still working
It
on
won't
the
grant
stupid
us an
museum
upper
thing.
hand.
I think that's what I was doing.
Penacony
Like,
is
museum,
our rival's
hey.
home turf.
Oh, that was
Play-
still
and
back
we
on.
already have
That was a
very
really long
few
time
chips
ago.
left to play with.
Yeah,
Rather
I think I
than
was working on
idly sit
that.
around while the family's got us
They've
blocked
come
out.
up with like
Museum.
An offensive
eight
approach
or
might
they've come up
be
with
a
7 or
wiser
8
course
other
of action.
similar things to do
We're more
since then.
familiar with the Stellaron's properties than most.
Good.
And since
I
it's
guess
the
I've got
key to
content
stabilizing
galore
the sweet dream,
to
it's vital to the family's
farm up
interests.
draws.
By attacking
Oh
their
yeah.
core interests,
You
they're
also
bound
have
to
a lot more
retaliate
stuff
hastily.
in.
And as the saying goes,
Uh,
haste makes waste.
Yeah, there's just a ton of
That's right.
things to do to try
As
and
long as we
get up the
pose a threat to
currency.
the Stellaron, either with words or otherwise, we have a chance at gaining the upper
Well,
hand.
we'll start on that tomorrow then.
But the problem is, on the eve of the Charmony Festival
I'll wake
opening,
up, make some money,
how
and then
exactly are we
come
going to get
back home
close to
and
the
play
theater?
some Star Rail till
Family
raid.
security will be airtight.
And then depending on how
And if we
things go,
brute
might
force
go
it?
back to Star Rail after raid.
Even if we succeed, it's too risky.
Yeah, story-wise, you will have a
So,
lot of time
No
you'd have to
one's
put
gonna
into
say anything? Then I'll raise my hand.
to
I
get
know
caught
the
up.
answer to this question.
Or we could be the notorious cutscene skipper.
I don't know. I mean, some of the cutscenes you can skip, but some of them are just so good. It's like, no, you really need to watch these.
No, I didn't mind the cutscenes in that game. They weren't boring for the most part. A couple of them were.
Why are you speaking like the general of the
Not
law,
enough
Lou?
to push me into the skipping.
So, I heard that before the Charmony Festival begins, there'll be a pageant to kick off the festival. It's called the Soul Glad TM Festivity Auditions.
There was even a
or
really
something.
cool
And it's going to be held in the Moab Sports
event
Stand.
that they did,
As long as we clinch
like
the top
similar
spot,
to like the museum,
we'll be able to
but it
attain
was
the
like
title of Festive
a
Superstar and be
ghost
able to
hunting,
personally bask in the graces of Miss Robin.
social
And
media
not that that's
influencer
important.
type story.
What's crucial is that we can enter the
That was
Grand
really good
Theater
and had some
before
voice
the
acting
audience
to it.
arrives.
So, how do we go about participating
But
in
that
these
was entirely like
festivity auditions?
a whole side project.
I've already procured
crap, my
special
earbuds are about to
invite
die, so I'm gonna
tickets
have to
from
hop
Miss
off here.
Robin's fan
Okay.
club.
I'll stop by your stream later.
To tell you
Okay.
the truth,
After I get charged
I've
up.
been preparing to join the auditions all
Later.
along.
Later.
But now it looks like even if I scrape through, I probably still won't have the chance to shake Miss Robin's hand.
So they're still running this thing, huh? It was originally just a publicity stunt, set up by Mikhail to drum up attention. But it looks like it might be worth a shot.
We'll follow Marge's plan. Mr. Gallagher, will you be joining us?
I'm afraid I won't have the time. As a virtual character, I've already completed my final mission. Whether Penacony can awaken from this dream is all down to you.
Should we ever cross paths again? I'd love for you to visit the Express.
All right. I'll have to add to that data bank of yours you've got on the Express.
And Miss Firefly, we thank you for all your support. We're faced with a formidable enemy. As long as the Astral Express and Stellaron Hunter's objectives are aligned, we're willing to cooperate with you.
We've already come this far together. I'd like to join you for the rest of your journey on Penacony. I'm pleased that we can finally fight shoulder to shoulder. I couldn't ask for a better ending.
This is also the spirit of the Trailblaze. Now, everyone, let's prepare to move out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Scorched Sand Hall. This is where challengers thrive and dream chasers shine, all under the watchful eye of the entire universe. If you have ambition, dreams, and the drive, dear friend, the next superstar of Penacony's Charmony Festival could be you.
Oh, wow, they've really outdone themselves. Oh, I'm starting to get excited.
Behold,
This is new.
here come four friends with spirits high and full of steel. Are you aspiring to be the superstars of the festival?
Is he talking about us?
Yes, you! There's no doubt about it. I see you have all the potential of a superstar in you.
Excuse me, you four. What are you hoping to get out of all this?
As the last group of contestants, how confident are you in overcoming all of the challenges?
Would you be open to a brief exclusive interview with us? It'll be quick.
Your journey is long and fraught with peril, yet under a sky blanketed by banners, you vie for the crown.
The sword and rose! Protect the beauty! The beauty, the beauty! Magnificent and majestic!
A knight's head is hard as steel. Brother Lance's focus is stubborn as a heel. We don't all have to be winners. But if we don't have fun, we'd all be sinners.
What?
People are pouring in. Kinda feel feels like all sorts of baddies are showing up. Let's get in there quickly and enter the competition.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make way. Make way.
Coming towards us now is one of Penacony's top 10 wealthiest tycoons, and the soul-glad business empire's founder, Mr. Dean.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm the director of Soulglad's factory, Dean Lena. My four friends, introduce yourselves to the audience across the cosmos.
Hello, everybody. I'm Himiko, a nameless from the Astral Express, and these are my companions.
Don't you guys need to hide your identities? I can't hide it anyways. Penacony is plastered with our posters. And because the Astral Express is so well known, the family won't dare to make any rash moves. Hello, everyone! I'm March 7th. I'm an ordinary girl who loves adventures.
Why do I think we're about to get like a whole K-pop
I'm Firefly.
like episode
I
here?
am also an ordinary girl who enjoys adventures.
So it's a bunch of nameless guests. This final face-off is bound to be spectacular. Time is precious. My four friends, come with me.
Grab a bottle of Soul Glad and make your dreams a black.
It's dangerous how far this thing's pushed out from the wall.
This place is buzzing.
That's right. This venue is a miniature representation.
Grab a bottle of Soul Glad and make your dreams a black.
That's a horrible catch for flying.
Nameless, your arrival reminds me of the grand occasion when Penacony was first established. I was still a young, bright-eyed lad back then, lured here by the watchmaker's ads, full of zeal and ready to make my first fortune in life. Once, during a particularly grueling day, I passed out and was resuscitated by a drink from Mr. Sousa. That sweet taste has since been etched in my mind, and that was what drove me to create the Soul Glad that we all know and love today. The dream-chasing era was truly a wondrous time. Oh, I miss those days, and the Watchmaker. Scorched Sand Hall is my homage to that time of boundless possibilities. I wholeheartedly hope you make it to the finish and emerge as the next superstars of Penacony. Now then, is there anything you'd like to say before the competition officially begins? That's the trailblazing spirit. How about you, Miss March?
Hello, everyone! Next up, get ready for the Mega March 7th Adventure, where I'm going to break the speedrun world record!
Trailblazing into the uncharted and challenging the limits. That's Miss March 7th for you. How about Miss Firefly?
I hope that by the end of this journey, everyone will have achieved the outcome that they hoped for.
Ah, a wonderful wish! Miss Himiko, what are you expecting from your team?
Safety first, everyone.
Simple words, but full of warmth. Waiting for you are 3 stages, each connected to that era. The first 2 stages offer 2 distinct paths to choose from, with unique challenges on each route. And in the last stage, you will face off against a champion who has defended the title to this very day. A beloved contender whose noble virtues are unrivaled. Those are the rules. Simple. Everyone clear? Now, I hereby announce that the 33rd Scorched Sand Festival of the 20th season, sponsored by Soul Glad Enterprises, has started.
Everyone, as the Charmony Festival is drawing closer, we must reach the end as quickly as possible. Factoring in efficiency and safety, splitting up into 2 groups is the best choice. March and I haven't known Miss Firefly for too long and aren't overly familiar with her. It'd probably be better if the 2 of you paired up.
Fine by me. Let's do it.
All right. I don't have a problem with that.
Let's get it
We'll
done.
split into the assigned groups then. Let's not waste time.
Does that hurt?
Not what I meant to do, but how it's hiding in a waterfall of red soda, I don't know. But
Welcome to the first stage of Soul Glad Enterprises' 33rd Scorched Sand Festival of the 20th season, Dream Play Fantasia! In this stage, you can choose between 2 challenges, the School of Acting or School of Action. In the School of Acting challenge, you have to complete 3 performances from 3 scripts and move the panel judges. In the School of Action challenge, you have to defeat 3 groups of enemies convincingly and reach the end. Now, make your choice.
Does that hurt?
I didn't mean to hit that button. So we're going down a pinball ride.
stage and vanquish those malevolent scoundrels with your dazzling fighting techniques. The title of Penacony's next big action star awaits you!
Okay. The fuck? There we go.
Competitors, allow me to introduce the rules of this challenge to you. There are a total of 3 stages up ahead, each with their own challenges. The enemies you will contend against are antagonists from the film Once Upon a Time in Dreams. Defeat them swiftly and decisively to set a new record. It's worth mentioning that the fastest time for this stage was achieved by a contestant with fiery red hair. Astoundingly, he overcame all enemies across the 3 stages in only 5 minutes.
Time is of the essence. Let's make this quick.
Contestants, you are about to confront the monsters of the primordial dreamscape. During this period, Penacony was nothing but a barren wasteland. The dreamscape was fraught with strife and disorder, with memory zone memes running rampant. As dream chasers who've come to Penacony, defeating them is your first step towards success.
All the Soul Glad is ours! Don't even think about plundering the Soul Glad from us!
What the fuck?
mess with me.
Stand still.
Awaken, dormant scales. World-cleansing dragon. Heaven's surge. Rise!
So you are afraid of me.
You bully!
Relax.
Who's next?
Let me tend your wounds.
Do not fret.
May as well kill them all. Stand still.
The strength.
Say bye to breathing.
What a headache. Who's next?
Soul Glad! My Soul Glad!
Pretty simple. I just hope these tests don't take too long.
Congratulations on becoming the first group of Dream Chasers! Answering the call from the Watchmaker, you are disappointed to learn that Penacony isn't paved with gold. Resigned to your current plight, you start from the hierarchical dredges, biding your time for a chance at success. Just as you're about to give up, a downpour sparks a business idea. You enter the umbrella business! But just as things are looking up, you encounter a competitor. Defeat them and emerge victorious from this trade war.
Why is our opponent so glad?
Because this is Soul Glad Enterprises' 33rd festivity auditions
Intergalactic
of the 20th
marketing.
season.
Isn't this just product placement?
To safeguard the integrity of Soul Glad, I will soar high into the sky and become its shiniest star. Whoosh!
That 7% there is like, are you trying to give the alcohol amount or the amount of fruit juice that's in there?
Good times never last. Time to say bye. Boom.
Don't mess with me.
Relax.
We sense a storm. Heaven's surge. Rise! Awaken, dormant scales. World-cleansing dragon.
Okay. Healing needed.
What a headache. Who's next?
Say bye to breathing.
Time to question your prescription!
Thanks. You're too good to me.
Heaven's surge. Break.
Stand still.
I'll free you from your chain. Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
May as well kill them all.
Who's next?
Relax.
The strength. Heaven's surge. Rise!
Good times never last. Time to say bye. Boom.
Don't mess with me.
Awaken, dormant scales. World-cleansing dragon.
Stand still.
Need a doctor?
Good times never last. Time to say bye. Boom.
The world kisses me with pain, and I provide with soul glad in return. Whoosh!
Whoosh indeed.
Congratulations to our two Dream Chasers for establishing yourselves as budding stars in Penacony. However, now you face a competitor selling at low prices, pushing you to the brink of bankruptcy. No matter how lengthy the battle, you always persevere. Topple this powerful opponent, and the tides will turn, paving a way to success.
None will take my soul glad away from me. I will use the transmutation arcanum to turn into a dinosaur!
Oh, dinosaur! Devour my enemies! Grab a bottle of soul glad and make a dream to pass!
Just in time.
Don't mess with me. Who's next?
Relax.
Only a scratch.
The strength. Heaven's surge. Rise!
Need a doctor?
Thanks. You're too good to me.
What a headache.
Stand still.
I sense a storm.
May as well. Good times never last. Time to say bye. Boom.
I'll free you from your chain. Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
Not bad.
Thanks. Who's next?
Relax.
strength.
Stand still.
Awaken, dormant scales. World-cleansing dragon.
Only a scratch.
Say bye to breathing.
Who's next?
Relax.
The times are changed.
The body withers, but the soul-glad name shall not.
What?
You truly are a beast, more than I could ever be.
That should do it. Okay. Let's go. Mr. Yang is waiting for us. Isn't this fight way off from the actual storyline?
Transforming into a dinosaur isn't imaginative enough for you? This is the sort of magic only seen on Penacony. Anyway, let's get back on track. Where were
Them
we?
and Sci-Fi Channel.
Oh, that's right. After an extended battle, you finally emerged victorious! But the companion who journeyed to Penacony with you chose to leave, having lost all hope. In the years that followed, you encountered each other once more on the prosperous streets of Penacony, but dared not call out to one another. Perhaps akin to the lingering regret of every dream chaser. Ah, well done! You brought to life the thrilling action scenes from Once Upon a Time in Dreams with your fighting skills.
Looks like we won. Let's hurry up and get to the next stage.
Clear these wings of anything.
Good times never last. Time to say bye. Boom.
So you are afraid of me.
Stand still.
Heaven's surge. Rise!
Let me tend your wound.
What a headache. Who's next?
Heaven's surge. Break! Awaken, dormant scales. World-cleansing dragon.
Didn't hurt. Good times. Time to say bye. Boom. Relax.
Heaven's surge. Rise!
Don't mess with me. Who's next?
The strength.
Time what's in your prescription?
Thanks.
Heaven's surge. Break!
The human body is beautiful in its fragility.
Congrats to both of you for clearing the stage. But more importantly, are you having fun?
Yeah.
Fun is more important than success. Look at the time. You finished much faster than that red-haired contestant did.
That red-haired contestant. Who is that exactly?
You'll find out eventually, but only if you clear the next test first. Welcome to the second stage of the 33rd Scorched Sand Festival in the 20th season, sponsored by Soul Glad Enterprises. Gunfire time! You have the option to choose gunfire and undergo Brother Hanu's trial, or time, where you'll face Clucky's trial. And now, make your choice!
Okay, let's see what we're going to get ourselves into this time. Go with that.
Dear friends, welcome to the wonderful world created by the Watchmaker. Awaiting you up ahead is the titular character from the beloved Clocky animation, Clocky! It's said that the Watchmaker dreamed up the idea of Clocky when he was just a boy. Back then, he was merely an apprentice in a clock shop. And one night, he dreamt that all the broken clocks started sprouting arms and legs. Like a skilled pilot, he steered them towards the right path. As a classic figure who grew up with many, Clocky truly shaped a generation, solidifying the Watchmaker's pivotal role in popular culture. Contestants, may you have a wonderful time with Clocky.
The trial of time. I hope it won't waste too much of our time.
We'll see.
May as well kill them all.
Grace.
I don't know, this is junk stuff, so.
Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
Rise!
Stand still. Time to say bye. Boom.
Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
Time to say bye. Boom. Relax. Stand still.
World cleansing dragon.
That statue. Did it just speak?
That's overly complicated. Okay, so I need that to go there. God, I hate that one. That one sucked.
Time to say bye. Boom. Stand still. The human body is beautiful in its fragility. No surprise there. time to say bye. Boom.
Just let her go nuts.
Who's next?
Relax.
Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
Rise! Blood-cleansing dragon.
Hey, Kuroi. Thank you for the Moogle Mall.
Time to say bye. Boom.
Break!
Stand still.
Got your own entrance theme? Well, it's an apt entrance theme for you, Kuroi.
Nice work.
There we go.
No surprise there. We can use it. Does that hurt? May as well kill them all.
So you are afraid of me.
Never time to say bye. Boom.
Relax. Awaken, dormant scales. World-cleansing dragon. Heaven's surge. Rise!
Who's next?
Good times. Time to say bye. Boom.
I'll free you from your chains. Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past. What a headache. I'll end your misery.
I sense a storm.
Stand still.
Let me tend your wounds. Don't mess with me.
Heaven's surge. Break.
See, he's my big damage dealer. No one really even compares to the damage he deals that I've really come across.
Am I just a failed experiment? I'm just an expendable failure of a clock, aren't I? Don't be naive, buddy. Failure isn't a sickness. It's a sin. And sins can't be cured. You guys are just like the other challengers. You want to enter my inner self? Then please be my guest. But you won't find anything worthwhile. I'm just a failed piece.
We'll see about that.
See? I'm just empty inside.
Tick-tock! It's time for me to make an appearance!
Clocky? I can also see him. Is this character part of the show?
In Dreamville, Clocky is everywhere and can do anything! Like, right now, I could
knock
solve
off
this
Mickey
problem with
Mouse.
your big ticker pal, Tick-tock!
Even sounds like a knockoff Mickey Mouse.
It's actually Clocky! Why would you come and visit a failure of a clock like me for no reason?
You see, we're all clocks. We're family. I want to help you be happy! Tell your pal Clocky what's troubling you.
I came across a startling revelation yesterday. Apparently, Dreamscape Ticker isn't the same as Clocky at all. It's just a discarded prototype from Clocky's early development. Please, just leave me be, Clocky. I just don't know how to face you, because I'm just a failure.
Oh dear. Seeing it like this is utterly heart-wrenching. But fear not. We're here to help it rediscover the missing parts of its inner self and guide it out of despair.
I guess even troop members can experience existential crises.
Don't worry, miss. I've already pinpointed its missing parts. Over here, my friends. Better use that hamster ball night speed.
Oh, so now I gotta go back. Now I gotta go there. Okay.
This must be one of the missing parts that Big Tigger needs. That's great! We're here! There's a missing part on the opposite side. But how do we get over there?
There's also a dream side left here by a Dreamweaver. We're running out of time. We'll have to use it if necessary.
Tick-tock! Do I hear...
Tweet! Help, help, help! Tweet! This man's body is boiling hot! Tweet! Is anyone there? Tweet! I can't take it anymore! Tweet!
Oh dear! It's an origami bird! What's it doing in Beyond Overcooked's tail?
Is that Cookie? Tweet! Please save me!
God, this person's annoying.
I'm being roasted alive! Tweet!
A roasted bird? Oh! This is horrible! Let's save it, quickly!
Just in time. Good times never last. Time to say bye. Boom.
Awaken, dormant scales. World-cleansing dragon.
I'll free you from your chains. Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
Relax.
Heaven's surge. Break.
What a headache.
Say bye to breathing.
Wow.
The strength. Heaven's surge. Rise.
Stand still.
Don't mess with me. Who's next?
May as well kill them all.
Let me pet your wolf.
Relax.
What a headache.
I sense a storm. Heaven's surge. Break.
Say bye to breathing.
Don't mess with me.
Time for the
Didn't get enough hits in.
Thanks. You're too good to me.
Who's next?
Stand still.
Oh well, we punished him for it.
The human body is beautiful in its fragility.
Thank you, guys. Tweet! I heal I'm about 70% cooked. Tweet!
I find it very refreshing the fact that this has so far been the only origami bird that's been voice acted.
Because Bella stole one of Mr. Big Tigger's parts. Tweet! I wanted to help retrieve it, but I accidentally got myself stuck in the oven. Tweet! Go ahead and get it, but be careful. It's hot. Tweet!
An inner self fragment belonging to the Sweet Dreams troupe? This is just too surreal. We've gathered all the missing parts. Let's hurry back. We don't want to keep Big Tigger waiting.
No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't.
We're back! As long as you have these, you'll be able to find closure. Tick-tock! sudden surge of joy!
It's working! Tick-tock! Next, we just need to enter its emoscape, help connect its pathways, and we're done!
There we go.
Dear, what's going on in here? Your inner self is a mess!
I'm not qualified to be the real Clocky! Just give up, Clocky!
No! This is unacceptable! You have to face your fears! Success!
That was the easiest one of the lot.
Oh, thank you, Clocky! If not for you, I'd never be able to connect with people like this! You helped me find myself again!
No problem at all. As the guardian of Dreamville, it's what I'm here for. Tick-tock!
Oh, my friends, you still have other important things to do, right? Go forth, my friends! When the moment comes, all the Dream Tickers and I will cheer for you!
It's all done! Victory's in sight! Let's head to the final stage.
Congratulations to both of you! Oh, you've overcome all obstacles and proven yourselves! But, unfortunately, there is only one who can be Penacony's festive superstar. In the final stage, you will face the defending champion. If you fail, you will lose the opportunity to become the festive superstar. Welcome to the 33rd Scorched Sand Festival's third stage in the 20th season, sponsored by Soul Glad Enterprises' Superstar Showdown.
Uh-huh. More time to be pinball. Arena 2 or Arena 1? Well, we'll go with the purple one.
No way. I think I just saw someone. Someone extraordinary.
Him again.
Are you a Knight of Beauty?
Wonder why his voice lines aren't working. I'm not sure where he ranks on character quality, but I'm not going. I generally say he's probably not all that high.
Behold, this symbol of pure.
Just in time.
Rise to the challenge. What a headache. I'll free you from your disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
The flesh wound.
Good times. No time to say bye. Boom.
Awaken, dormant scales. World-cleansing dragon.
Who's next?
Stand still.
The strength. Heaven's surge. Rise!
Let the duel commence. Put forth all your might.
You bully! Don't mess with me. I'll end your misery.
Say bye to breathing.
Rise to the challenge. Pledge thy loyalty.
What a headache. Who's next?
Relax.
Heaven's surge. Break.
Let me tend your wounds. Vitamin!
Do not fret.
Rise to the challenge.
Don't mess with me.
Stand still.
Behold, this symbol of pure.
I'll free you from your chains. Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
Heaven's surge. Rise! Awaken, dormant scales. World-cleansing dragon.
May as well kill them all. Good times. No time to say bye. Boom.
Who's next?
Relax.
Grace.
Confess.
Thanks.
Say bye to breathing.
Put forth all your might.
Time punches your prescription!
Do not fret. Heaven's surge. Break.
Stand still.
Who's next?
To the challenge. Bear witness. To
Didn't hurt.
Let me tend your wounds.
Good times never last. Time to say bye. Boom.
Behold, this symbol of pure. Let the duel commence.
Heaven's surge. Rise!
The flesh will
Relax.
pledge thine loyalty. Put forth all your might. Rise to the challenge.
Only a scratch.
Not yet.
Treatment's not over.
The dragon, awaken dormant scales. World-cleansing dragon.
Don't mess with me. Who's next?
Stand still.
Need a doctor? I'll free you from your chains. Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past. Thanks.
You are fighting a gentleman. Put forth all your might.
Good boy. Time wanted your prescription. Thanks. What a headache.
Time to say bye. Boom. Relax.
Behold, this symbol of pure. Let the duel commence.
Let me tend your wounds.
Do not fret.
May as well kill them all. Stand still.
Who's next?
Confess. Put forth all your might.
Only a scratch.
You are fighting a gentleman. Put forth all your might.
Fuck! A storm.
Fighting this guy sucks so much.
Heaven's surge. Rise!
I forgot what I should have had thrown into him with.
Relax.
Time wanted your prescription.
Thanks. You're too good to me.
Rise to the challenge. Bear witness. To let the duel commence.
Good times never last. Time to say bye. Boom.
Awaken dormant scales. World-cleansing dragon.
The flesh wound.
Heaven's surge.
Great challenge.
Stand still.
Pledge thine loyalty. Put forth all your might.
Good boy.
Thanks. You're too good to me.
You are fighting a gentleman. Put forth all your might.
The strength.
Relax. Good times never last. Time to say bye. Boom.
Let me tend your wounds.
Do not fret.
Behold, this symbol of pure. Let the duel commence.
Say bye to breathing.
I sense a storm.
Stand still.
Ugh.
We don't have much time. May fate allow us to meet again, Knight of Beauty. In that case, let's make our way to the end. Penacony's really thronging with talent. I hope we make it in time.
All we can do is hope.
Congratulations to the both of you on becoming the festive superstars of this year's Charmony Festival. Before entering the Grand Theater, I, on behalf of the organizers, extend my sincere congratulations to you, wishing you joy under their radiance. Your endeavors are worthy of extra recognition, and I've taken steps to ensure that. However, this reward is not a material one, but rather the opportunity for an open and honest communication between us. As previously promised, my sister, Mr. Yang, and I have met with the Dream Master. We delved into the truth about Penacony and its Stellaron, and have come to a consensus. Both I and the Oak family cannot acquiesce to your request.
Just as expected.
We acknowledge the perspective of you, Nameless. Penacony does require change, but not as you propose. The planet of festivities cannot and will not revert to a place characterized by chaos, disorder, or anarchy. Through your journey of overcoming obstacles, you must have glimpsed the essence of that era. The vulnerable ruthlessly eliminated, equality non-existent, common folk living precarious lives, eking out a dreary existence. Ultimately, only heroes like yourselves manage to achieve success. But I would dare ask, if you did not possess the special status of having a Stellaron, and you were but an anonymous and frail member among the masses, which Penacony would you prefer? A dystopia for the survival of the fittest, or a sweet dream paradise for all?
That's not the point! Don't let him mislead you!
Mr. Sunday, even if the members of the Oak family can't fully agree on what to do about the Stellaron, Now's not exactly the time to be holding an extensive discourse about Penacony's past and future, is it? The Stellaron issue concerns the life and death of everyone on Penacony. If anyone has a better suggestion, the crew is more than willing to listen. Also, it'd be best to tell us the ins and outs of that meeting. This way, we'll at least know what Welt and Ms. Robin are dealing with, and the reason why they failed to make our appointment.
Ah, Navigator. That is precisely my intention. With all present, let's begin by discussing the details of that meeting. Let's talk about our tribulations and choices, our ideals and beliefs, and our final course of action. The only path to take.
You mean to say that for the longest time, there have been scoundrels who would use the Charmity Festival that I have bequeathed to the masses as a tool to realize their ambition?
Indeed, Dream Master. Once the Charmony Festival begins, the Stellaron's powers, along with the song, will be broadcast across the entire planet of Penacony. And then everyone in their dreams will be unable to awaken.
This is indeed surprising to me. The dreamscape is maintained by the collective effort of the 5 families. If someone were to use the Charmony Festival to recklessly disseminate the power of the Stellaron, this individual must hold a position of great authority. Do you have any suspects?
I'd like to ask, did you really not know of the Stellaron's existence?
I would have never thought that this nameless would point the spear at me. Quite astonishing indeed.
I mean, it is a fair question.
Offended, the Astral Express extends its sincere apologies. But the current circumstances are dire and leave no room for meticulous inquiry. We're doing this out of concern for the dreamscape's safety. So, if you could, please alleviate our concerns.
Dream Master, it's just to prove that the Charmony Festival has nothing to do with the Stellaron. If we're being overly cautious, I will return to the stage to offer tribute in song, just per the arrangement.
Sunday, Robin. I've watched you two grow up and know your dispositions like the back of my hand. Both of you, right now, can surely be lauded as their most devout advocates. I already know your resolve. The magnitude of this matter is enormous and cannot be taken lightly. Since Mr. Yang has asked with such earnestness, I will personally respond in kind. If there is a need, the entire Oak family will be mobilized to heed your call. Someday, might I ask you to beseech them to cast their light unto me, and question me in their stead, so that no lies may be concealed?
I will do as you command.
Robin, could I entrust you to be present as a witness, to document the truth, and to proclaim my innocence, so that all slander may be utterly dispelled?
That's very nice.
I will do as you command.
May thy will be carried out on earth, just as it is in the heavens.
Oh, triple-faced soul, please sear his tongue and palms with a hot iron, so that he will not be able to fabricate lies and make false vows.
Let us begin. There is nothing else to prepare.
Understood. Question. Have you devoted your life to your god, never worshipping other gods?
Naturally.
Do you love your god as you do yourself, always heeding their admonishments?
Naturally.
Have you strayed from the path expected by your god, betraying their name?
Never.
Have you ever been inordinate with your asks of your god, coveting more than the foundation of the creation itself?
Never.
Then, a final question. Do you swear to fulfill all vows, past, present, and future?
With the Eon as my witness, if I do not deliver on my words, or if I renege on my vows, may I be cursed in accordance with divine law.
They have seen your faith, and have endorsed your faith. With this, it can be evidenced...
Just a moment.
What is it, Mr. Yang?
I have another question I hope to have answered. To my understanding, the family's harmony and prosperity have never relied on so-called divine laws. The god you both mentioned, are they truly Shipe?
Mr. Yang should know that those belonging to the family toil together as if they were kin, embracing solidarity and unity under their light. All duplicity is laid bare before the harmony. Such a delicate and complex symphony. Which other god could perfectly harmonize this, if not for the Great One, Shipe?
Perfectly harmonize. Therein lies the problem. It isn't an outsider lurking in the shadows who changed the harmony, but a dissonance that has surreptitiously emerged from within this very symphony itself. In the distant past, there existed an Eon. With one flick of the wrist, they crafted the laws of the cosmos. Their followers formed the Beyond the Sky Choir, spreading solemn and reverent hymns throughout the universe. Later, they fell. The route traversed by this Eon clashed with the harmony, ultimately being absorbed and fused into it. The chorus that once reverberated across worlds fell silent, and when it echoed anew, it was transformed into the hymn of harmony. Though an Eon may perish, paths with no masters still linger. In the all-forgiving harmony, echoes of bygone dissonance may subtly arise.
Mr. Yang, being overly astute can be a detriment, especially when you find yourself alone and without allies.
So this is how it is.
For the sake of our grand cause, Sunday, please afford these two an opportunity to rest.
What?
Sorry, Robin. It's just you. I did not wish for you to know this. It's a pity that things have turned out this way.
So, this is the true reason I can't sing? The shadow that envelops Penacony is actually...
We were never children of the Harmony. Our ideal paradise could not have been crafted by Shipe. True bliss can only be guaranteed by the one who transcends the many. Within the foundation of law, humanity establishes civilization, and through harmony, we obtain order.
Unbelievable. To think that there would be remnants of the Order on Penacony.
What have you done with Mr. Yang and Miss Robin?
Don't worry. I just gave them some time alone to ponder their fates.
You should know that these actions make you an enemy of the Astral Express.
Should we need to stand against the Nameless, it would only be myself and the Oak family involved. But we haven't reached that point yet, have we? Your efforts for the justice of Penacony are evident to everyone, and have been widely observed. Oh, I intend to. But that hinges on the outcome of this negotiation.
If it is the Order that drove you to imprison Welt and Robin, and you're using them to coerce our compliance, then there'll be no point in entertaining any type of discussion.
You're mistaken, Miss Himiko. They are in very safe hands, and just as the family has always proclaimed, no one can be harmed in the dreamscape, least of all in the beautiful new world belonging to the Order. Penacony and the entire universe have witnessed far too much innocent bloodshed. The strong wield their blades against the weak, and the victors push the vanquished to the brink of life. Natural selection. The world abides by this principle, establishing the well-being of humanity atop the corpses of the downtrodden. Only we, or rather, I, possess the power to put an end to this farce.
So you've decided to resurrect a dead Eon? No one's ever done such a thing.
If Miss Himiko is interested, let's draw back the veil and speak candidly. I've always firmly believed that people can understand one another through peaceful means. I'm willing to divulge the unembellished truth as to the intentions of the Order's Pathstriders, so that you will make better judgment for the Astral Express, for Penacony, and for this stretch of the universe. Words can hardly do justice to the beauty of that ideal. So, come with me, everyone. Let us retrace our steps, and see once again where this road leads.
Huh? Where'd he go?
Welcome. This isn't any location in Penacony's dreamscape. It's my inner world. The reason the scenery before you remains unchanged is because your consciousness has drawn on similar concepts to fill in the gaps.
Did you do the same to Welt?
It's a tuning process. Stronger in effect and more draining on the mind. The gray-haired guest has experienced it before, so she should understand what it entails. Tuning allows you to intuitively grasp my feelings, which also means that I cannot hide anything from you. Now, everyone, please look at the huge screen. The road we once took begins here. From this point on, you will witness the numerous decisions I've faced. I've selected a portion of these to share with you. I believe after going through similar predicaments, you'll be able to better understand my thoughts. Let's begin.
I don't think so.
The first decision. A story about a baby bird. This story happened when Robin and I were very young. we were victims of the Stellaron disaster, and the family's Mr. Gopher Wood, who would later become the Dream Master of Penacony, saw that we siblings had no one to turn to and took us in. Later on, Robin and I lived a time with nary a care in the world. One day, after dinner, while my younger sister and I were lounging about in Mr. Gopher Wood's yard, we spotted a fledgling Charmony dove all on its own. That baby bird was tiny. It didn't even have all of its feathers, and it couldn't sing. When we found it, it was already on its last breath, having fallen into a shrub, probably abandoned by its parents. We decided to build a nest for it right there and then. However, thinking back, that winter was unusually cold, with fierce winds at night in the yard, not to mention the many poisonous bugs and wild beasts in the vicinity. It was clear that if we left the fledgling in the yard, it stood no chance of surviving until spring. So, I suggested we take it inside, place it on the shelf by the window, and asked the adults to fashion a cage for it. We decided that when it regained its strength enough to spread its wings, we would release it back into the wild. The tragic part, something that we'd never considered, was that this bird's fate had already been determined long before this moment. Its destiny was determined by our momentary whim. Now, I pass the power of choice to you all. Faced with this situation, what choice would you make? Stick to the original plan, and build a nest with soft net where the Charmony dove fell. Or build a cage for it, and feed it, giving it the utmost care from within the warmth of a home. I eagerly await your answer.
His intentions right now, but based solely on that question, I would probably choose to build that dove a cage. Even if I was gonna release it back into the sky, it'd have to be strong enough to fly first. If I left it where I found it, I fear it'd never get the chance to fly ever again.
It looks like he really has no intention of imprisoning us. If it's just a quiz, I suppose it's fine to humor him. Back to the question. I would personally choose to build the little Charmony dove a cage. No special reason. I do think that a fledgling should have the right to fly into the sky. But if it can't even live to that point, then there's nothing to talk about to begin with.
That guy just casually throws this kind of question at us? What exactly is his deal? But fine, I'll answer, I guess. If it were me, I guess I'd choose to build a cage for the little Charmony dove. After all, leaving it there, it's bound to get hurt by wild animals or something. And that'd just be too sad.
And while there is some truth to that, There's also the fact that you're then interfering with the natural process.
I'm happy to see that you made a choice similar to ours. If your mind is made up, let me reveal the outcome of this choice. We passionately nursed it back to health, preparing only the best food for it every day. We even preened its feathers. Later, on the day that Robin left Penacony, we opened the cage door and let it fly back into the sky. I watched it for a long while by the window, probably about 3 or so days. In those 3 long days, the little Charmony dove tried again and again to spread its wings to fly into the sky, but fell to the ground, only to keep trying. Finally, on the 137th attempt, it succeeded. But its attempt did not go perfectly. After flying unsteadily for a while, it fell to the ground, unable to grasp the direction of the air currents. The fall shattered its wings. It writhed helplessly in my embrace. But it was all for naught, finally succumbing to a painful demise. And in that instant, our tender care, our given love and hopes, they all became the inevitable push that sent it to its death. I deeply regret the choices we made. Next, let us head to the second decision. This time, it's the story of a dream chaser. This story happened when I was appointed as Bronze Melodia, a position exclusive to the Oak family, charged with listening to the problems and vexations of Dreamscape residents, and providing them with the relevant guidance. It was during that period that I had the opportunity to hear voices from all corners of the Dreamscape. Joy, sorrow, arrogance, regret. The complex tapestry of human nature that formed the world. And I was fortunate to catch a glimpse of it. He was a dream chaser, and an illegal stowaway. Just like the rest of them, he came to Penacony in search of a better life, except that, to most people, the price he paid, I suppose you could say it was everything. He told me, I sold everything I could at home. The house, the land, even his 2 children. He said he could not afford to raise them, and that at least they could eat if they lived as slaves. He had a plan in place. He would buy back his children once he had made his fortune, and enjoy Penacony's beautiful dream with them. Alas, his plan to smuggle himself was somewhat clumsy, and he was sniffed out by those pig-headed hounds. After hearing the Dream Chaser's story, I immediately appealed to the Bloodhound family to cease their pursuit. That way, at least he could live peacefully. But I was still too naive to the ways of the world. I did not anticipate that what I thought was a kind gesture would later lead to dire consequences. I'll tell you the outcome soon. For now, I'd like you all to make a choice. Will you do as I did, and try to convince the Bloodhound family to stop their pursuit, so that the Dream Chaser may live peacefully and realize his wishes? Or will you remain silent, leaving him to languish while the hounds are hot on his heels, until his inevitable judgment arrives? I look forward to everyone's decisions. Who knows? Perhaps they might even alter the outcome of this tragedy.
Sometimes, I mean...
I'm honored to witness you arriving at the same decision. Out of respect, I'll share with you the dire consequences that my choice back then brought about. First, the outcome. He attained major success. After avoiding capture, he ran a business for a few years, very quickly making a name for himself, elevating his status. He might not have become a tycoon like old Audie, but he was considered a character of excellent repute. Now then, did he realize the wish he set out to achieve? No. The last time I saw him was in the real world, where the hounds were going to permanently exile him, and I was the accompanying Bronze Melodia. The mission was simple. Listen to the criminal's repentance. He told me the reason he was in this predicament was because he conspired to usurp the head of the Alfalfa family. When I asked him about his 2 children, he instead responded with a question. What children? In the end, my heart aligned with the harmony, and the good deed I dared to undertake held no value, turning instead into a wrongdoing. It created a lamentable oppressor and countless oppressed individuals. As to your choice, I once again offer my heartfelt apologies. Next comes the third and final decision. And the story this time is my own. This story happened the day I was appointed the Oak family head. At that time, Mr. Gopherwood was the current Dream Master, and as per his wish, we had a private conversation. What surprised me was that the Dream Master had only come to deliver a letter to me. He let me read its contents, and it was a letter from my sister. The letter contained the usual pleasantries, anecdotes from her travels, nothing out of the ordinary. Just as I started wondering how this letter related to our discussion, the Dream Master began to speak.
Do you know who wrote this letter?
My sister, of course. But why would you personally visit me to hand me a letter from my sister containing mere trivialities?
To help you grasp the full scope of this issue. Do you know where Robin is at this moment?
From what the letter indicates, she must be in Caspelina 8, correct? She's touring there right now.
Correct. Has she mentioned anything about a stray bullet?
A stray bullet? What?
A war has broken out on that planet. It is because of this very reason that Robin chose this destination. To spread the word of the Harmony. And to save the lives of that planet. She personally made for the front lines. She hoped to ease the people's suffering with song, and was willing to brave mortal danger to deliver the IPC's medical supplies. Unfortunately, stray bullets show no such compassion.
Is she all right?
If the operation was successful, she should probably be recovering in the field hospital. By the eon above, the bullet struck her neck directly, yet possibly as a reward for her consistent deeds of harmony. It didn't hit any vital arteries. Once you've attended to your outstanding tasks, it'd be advisable to write her back as soon as possible.
Those damned savages! I'll pack my bags right away. My gratitude for bringing this to my attention, Mr. Gopherwood. Now you understand why she always wears such elaborate neck ornaments, don't you?
How could this happen? Miss Robin.
It's all in the past, so please don't worry. I share this in the meager hope that you will understand the Harmony's limitations and predicament. As grandiose as the strong defending the weak sounds, many times, it is nothing more than wishful thinking. Likewise, I've prepared one last question, one last choice. But rest assured, this choice will not have any grave consequences. Because this is merely a figment of imagination, a nightmare that has haunted me through countless nights. If you ever had the opportunity to make a choice like I did, would you still support Robin's journey on the path of harmony?
You should support her. Regardless of what happens.
I see. I am now aware of everyone's stances. Raising these questions merely serves to illustrate one point. The plight of Penacony cannot be salvaged by the Harmony. The true foundation for a sweet dream paradise can only be established through the Order, where the strong govern the weak. I know the suffering of being tormented, the turmoil of losing your way, how sorrow and even despair set in when matters don't work out. All of this causes me unending pain, because this is not what happiness is at all. We must teach the weak how to live a happy life. And this life isn't some noble propriety that the upper crust preaches, but in definitive terms, a way of survival that belongs to everyone.
So what is your definition of living a happy life?
Good question. Human consciousness is fundamentally an illusion, a cage known as self-worth. People lured in by this illusion make mistakes, yet still ask that external influences bear the burden. When one mistake after the next permeates the masses, they become impossible to trace. Thus, the amassing of these individual cages culminate to form a prison, a place dictated only by the rule of survival of the fittest. Nature is always accompanied by predation and sacrifice. Its antithesis is known as order. That is what I want to do. Unite people's happiness under the banner of order. They won't need to make bitter choices any longer, nor face the weaknesses of humanity. They can cast aside their primal instincts to build a haven for mankind. Simply describing thoughts is far too abstract, so allow me to provide a simple example. As you all may know, there are societal norms like weekends and long weekends that exist on some worlds. During these hard-earned rest days, people are given the chance to extricate themselves from the stresses of everyday life, allowing a certain tranquility to return to their souls. And it is only on these days that people do not have to adhere to the law where the strong prey on the weak. They can live out their lives happily during these brief intermissions. It's just a pity that 2 or 3 days are still too fleeting compared to the span of a lifetime. From where I stand, society's ideal system should be 7 rest days. Following Sunday, there should ensue a second, a third, and indeed an infinite procession of Sundays. This should be the face of the new world.
I wouldn't say you're necessarily
eternal,
wrong. I just don't think the way you're going about it so far from the wording is...
And thus,
right.
Every person can return to their base selves in this utopia. Some gaze in reverence at the stars, pouring their whole beings into calculating the distance between us and the isolated world of Pagana. Meanwhile, some seek refuge in quiet corners, holding one another, unencumbered by the chains of unwelcome obligations. There would be no need to bear the hardships of reality. Only in this way can humanity face the inevitable end with the purest of spirit, living a life of dignity. This is what it is to live in bliss. Miss Firefly, you who are stricken with entropy loss syndrome, you of all would surely understand this.
It sounds like a flawless theory.
But what is the price to attain all this?
The cost is minute, merely a personal and eternal sacrifice. If this paradise is to be maintained for everyone, someone must remain trapped in solitary awakening until the end of the cosmos.
Awakening. Which means that this so-called paradise is still a dream. Stepping into this paradise means forsaking reality, correct?
It is not forsaking, but transcending. Flesh, blood, sorrow, weakness. If the physical is the root of spiritual suffering, it is only logical that we defeat it.
But in this supposed bliss, people won't have defeated their demons. The chance to overcome their tribulations would be forever lost to them. In other words...
Correct.
It is an escape.
That's another way of understanding it. But there is no shame in escape. On the contrary, the seeds of escape exist in everyone's hearts. Don't you agree, Miss Firefly? And as to why we sleep, it is because we are afraid to awaken from our dreams. But this is not in conflict with the grand plan. Only in acknowledging this can we truly understand the frailty of human nature, and from there, show compassion and protection.
I admit that you are a born leader. Your perspective on humanity brims with pessimism. Yet you express compassion for all, even when your heart pities them. But unlike you, I live for the self. From my perspective, individuals making choices for themselves is their birthright. The want to escape may be innate in the weak. But whether they are weak or not, it is not up to another to decide. Perhaps in your mind, you also view me as weak? Because I don't think so.
Since Miss Firefly has said her piece, the Astral Express will also naturally give you our answer. We'll leave it to you. Just as Mr. McHale instructed before. Tell him our choice.
What is this place?
Does this place ring any bells, Misha?
I don't know, but I feel a sense of deja vu. What is this place?
It's the realm within a dream bubble. This was left to the Astral Express by a nameless, but weirdly, when we entered it, it was completely empty. Dr. Edward from the Dreamscape sales store told me that dreams are formed from memories, and a dream bubble can't take shape if its core is empty. So I thought you might be able to help us in unraveling this mystery, Misha. As a hotel doorman, you know Penacony best among us.
I don't know much about dream bubbles, but if you want to figure out what this mansion is, I'll do my best.
I'm counting on you then.
Himeko, I still don't get it. Why were you so sure that Misha had a connection with this dream bubble?
I wasn't sure. It was just a hunch. But since Misha feels familiar with this place, my hunch might be correct. Exactly. This is where you and Firefly encountered death, which we now know as dormancy. Considering its connection to Dreamflux Reef, it's not surprising it appeared here. The question now is, who brought you here? Based on the clues we have so far, it's unlikely to be that masked fool. So identifying them is crucial to us. We're drawing closer to the truth once more. Let's give Misha some time, as I believe he'll unveil the secret of this dream bubble.
All right, but there are doors all over the place. Which one should we choose? Do you have any idea, Misha?
I guess... maybe this way?
Okay. Honestly, I'm a little on the tired side. Yeah. So, actually, I am going to call it here. Or, well, I guess I can't.
I'm not entirely sure, but let's give it a try.
Keep going, I guess.
Wait, you managed to choose the...
Weird. This place is quite different from the hotel. But I feel like I've been here before, and even lived here for a while. If I remember correctly, there should be a fireplace down that hallway. Clocky and I used to sit by the fire, listening to the crackling of firewood. And the room on the other side was the toy room. I loved spreading out all the toys from the box on the floor.
Is he actually the clockmaker?
Making up stories for each of them. Hold on. This doesn't make sense. Didn't I grow up in Dreamflux Reef? So, what is this place?
This could be a case of amnesia. Don't worry, Misha. It's common for everyone to forget certain aspects of the past. Those memories haven't vanished. They're just lying in the depths of your mind. We can surely get them back. since this place seems familiar to you, why don't we explore a few more rooms and see if you can recall anything more?
Yeah, then let's check out the rooms I just mentioned. I heard some noises from the room. Origami Bird? That's a friend of mine.
You and Origami Bird are friends?
Yeah. It's a member of the Compass crew, just like Clocky and Miss Mirror. And there's more than just one Origami Bird. They are a big family with lots of brothers and sisters who look the same. They follow Miss Mirror's orders and handle all sorts of jobs on the ship. They're the best sailors.
Sailors? Can Origami Birds be sailors?
Why not?
Could you tell us more about the compass, Misha?
The Compass is a ship bound for the New World. Clocky and his partners travel through layers of fog to the depths of the sea. Whenever there is danger, Clocky will use a compass and guide the ship in the right direction.
That's a great story. But in the Penacony cartoon, Clocky and his partners have always lived in Dreamville and never ventured out, right?
Huh? Oh, that does seem to be the case. Weird. I clearly remember Clocky arrived in the New World in the end.
Perhaps Clocky has a hidden past.
So, where has Clocky gone? Did he leave to protect Dreamville?
Mikhail, that's the name. Now we all know him as the Watchmaker. So, who is he talking to? Do you know anything about it, Misha?
I'm sorry. I don't know much about the Watchmaker. But, Mikhail...
Anything special about that name?
Mikhail is Grandpa's name.
Grandpa? Do you mean you're the Watchmaker's grandson?
But we haven't heard anything about the Watchmaker having descendants. And the name Mikhail is not rare. Perhaps it's merely a coincidence. Could you tell us more about your grandpa, Mikhail?
Yeah, sure. He was a seafarer who fearlessly ventured into mysterious seas and storms. He was always on the sea and had lots of friends who accompanied him on his travels. He didn't want me to call him Grandpa because that would make him sound old. He believed he was still young. The name Mikhail was given to him by his parents, Mihaly and Elise, both renowned seafarers. Every time he came back, he'd share his logbook with me and tell me about his adventures at sea. I want to become a great adventurer, just like him.
It appears that the seafarer has nothing to do with the Watchmaker. So, perhaps it's just a coincidence? So, where is your grandpa now?
He went off on a new journey, and it's been quite a while since I last saw him. I think I hear the sound of water.
You once mentioned there's a magnificent fountain up ahead. Look, there it is!
The water resembles a precious jewel, embedded in the dreams of all seafarers. Every time I gaze at the shimmering lights beneath the waves, it feels as though I'm back in this place, standing by your side.
Have you recalled anything, Misha?
Yeah, I saw these sentences in Grandpa's logbook. He
used to say that despite the perils of the sea, whenever he stood on the deck in the afternoon, overlooking the sparkling waves, he would think of this fountain in front of his house. He often said that those moments felt like returning to his family's side, and the difficulties at sea didn't seem quite as challenging.
You know, I quite understand such sentiments. I'm not an elder. I was just being a bit sentimental.
Perhaps every adventurer far from home carries a fountain within their soul. Even though the other side of the sea remains shrouded in the unknown, the fountain in front of his house serves as a compass, leading him back to his cherished ones.
Yeah, while Grandpa was at home, we would stand by the fountain and place the compass, a toy boat that I made, into the pool. Back then, I would ask him when I could go on adventures like him, and he would always laugh and say I was still too young.
It seems this Mikhail is truly a seafarer and has nothing to do with the watchmaker.
Yeah. Based on Misha's recollections, the scenes in the dream bubble appear to be his childhood memories.
But this raises more questions. According to Misha, he was clearly born on an oceanic planet and led an ordinary life, with no connection to Penacony at all. Could this be some sort of metaphor? Perhaps the sea refers to the memory zone.
I'm sorry. I don't know, but my memories keep pouring out uncontrollably, like water flowing from a fountain. Perhaps I'll remember more things if we go further. I wish to share your burden.
We're going to the opposite side, right?
No, we should turn left here.
Huh? Something feels different about this place.
This is it. I remember this corridor. Up ahead is Grandpa's study.
The atmosphere in this room feels totally different.
Misha! You finally come!
Clocky, you're here! Huh. Yeah. This is the room where we first met each other.
Are those books on the bookshelf logbooks left behind by that seafarer?
Yeah. Whenever he came back, he placed a logbook on the bookshelf in his room. They contain records of his expeditions to every corner of the world. He described our world as a fountain. At some point, the sea started to gradually swallow up the land where people lived. To ensure that everyone had land to settle on, he had to continue exploring the sea and search for the source of the rising seawater. On that day, he called me to his study, telling me that he was embarking on another journey. However, I could sense the gravity in his expression. It was the same look I had seen on my father's face before his final voyage. I asked him if I could go with him, but he said that my adventure lay elsewhere, and told me to stay home, and patiently await a certain sound at the door.
What sound?
He told me about a vast ocean in the sky,
an ocean of stars. He spoke of a train that transports children with a desire to venture far away, traversing the sea of stars without ever stopping. He said that he knew the crew on the train, and that he had asked them to take me along. He said the journey I had always dreamed of would start there.
A train? Could it be?
It's the Astral Express. I remember now. Grandpa's friends are a group of nameless who came to this world to resolve a disaster caused by a star. Then, he gave his pocket watch to me. It was his cherished treasure, appearing in every one of his adventure tales. He explained that difficult times were ahead, but assured me that the watch would guide me. He said, as long as I kept moving forward, I'd eventually reach my desired destination. And then, it was as if I heard the distant sound of a train whistle, echoing throughout the room.
Exactly, Misha! And then we followed that whistle, didn't we?
Yeah. I think I can still find the way we took back then.
This is the dream jigsaw, right? So we're supposed to find the exit. But where can we find the last piece?
Do you remember? You said you obtained a mysterious shard when you stumbled into this place.
Hey, the shape seems to match. So this shard is also connected to Misha?
Looks like we're just one step from revealing the truth. Let's get to the other side and investigate.
Well, looks like we're only missing...
This is it. This is my room of clocks. While I spent my time waiting for Grandpa to return from his voyage, Walter gave me this workshop, and it became my secret base. Here, I learned how to repair clockworking gears out of my fondness of precision mechanics. In my dreams, I was the captain of the compass, embarking on adventures with my companions, Clocky and Miss Mirror, in search of the new world. I was born and raised here.
So, this building in the dream bubble is your childhood home?
Yes, but not exactly. To be more precise, this dream bubble itself is my home.
Looks like you've remembered everything now.
Wait. Why does it feel like everyone else knows something I don't?
I mean,
Marge, do you remember when she mentioned the clocky that only she could see?
Yeah, the little guy here, right? But we all saw him in Dreamflux Reef, right? And Mr. Yang even greeted him.
Looks like everyone on the Astral Express has a childlike spirit.
The answer lies in the Astral Express. Her experience shows that neither Firefly nor Acheron can see this clocky. And when we were in Dreamflux Reef, you may have noticed that for some reason, nobody outside of the crew had ever talked with Clocky. A mimetic life that can only be seen by a select few. It's just like a hidden message, left by someone for the nameless.
But Misha can see Clocky too, right? They even grew up together. But Misha hasn't started the way of the Trailblaze yet.
That's the key to the mystery, March. Now take a moment to recall. Have you ever seen anyone outside of the crew interact with Misha?
Wait. No way!
That's the answer, March 7th. This dream bubble is the place where I was born. And I'm a dweller in this dream. Just like a memory zone meme. I should have stayed here and waited for you. But when reality and memories merged, I unconsciously pushed open that door and left the bubble with Clocky.
So it's not that the Watchmaker's dream bubble is empty, but rather the stuff inside ran away? And the whistle you heard was the sound of the Express arriving at Penacony?
That's one way to see it, but I believe there's a longer story behind all this. It's best for Misha himself to explain all the details. How about we start with your name? Now, should we call you Misha, or...?
Thank you all for helping me rediscover my true self. Now, please allow me to reintroduce myself. I was born on Lushaka, in the Presmere system, adopted by seafarers Mikhail and Char. They gave me a treasure, a name that carried their hopes. Mikhail Char Legwork, or simply, Misha. If you prefer, you can call me by a more familiar name, the Watchmaker.
So, you're the Watchmaker himself?
Unfortunately, that legendary figure is no more. I'm only a reflection of his life. As for the child who has been with you, he's the innocent protagonist of Misha's childhood dream. A friend of Clocky, a young apprentice, and a future mechanic on the Express. And this also marks the beginning of his journey, devoted to the Trailblaze.
At the end of the journey, I left this little flame, which I so cherished, in my deepest dreams, hoping to pass it on to the nameless of future generations. However, he somehow left the dream bubble and forgot all about his task. I apologize for all the confusion this caused.
Because he was born with a desire to trailblaze, wasn't he? I don't think Misha has forgotten his role as a guide. He remembered it, and that's why he mistakenly appeared as a hotel doorman in her dream from the very beginning. The one who brought our unconscious friend here must have been Misha. If that's the case, we encountered the Watchmaker's legacy from the beginning, didn't we?
Well, I have a sarcastic friend who says I always take big detours and end up back where I started. Perhaps that's what every nameless has to go through. But in the end, you found me. I'm sure you're all wondering what my legacy is. I believe my hound has mentioned the Stellaron and my wealth. If I may apologize, the Stellaron part is real. As for my wealth, however, it's nothing more than a baseless rumor. I left my homeland as a child and embarked on the journey of Trailblaze. I traveled to various planets until finally reaching Asdana, where my friends and I built the original Penacony and fought for its future ever since. I've been moving forward all my life, doing what I could to overcome the obstacles in my path. But ultimately, my journey reached its end, and I left behind no possessions worth entrusting. So, if you ask what's left within this worn-out train engine that can be called a legacy, I suppose it's the things that are still burning in the engine's furnace. Now that you're well aware of the current situation of Penacony, I certainly hope that you'll help me get this world back on track. But I'll leave that decision to you, for the path of Trailblaze is never paved by others. All I have for you is a story and two gifts. I want to give you my pocket watch. It has accompanied me throughout my long journey, guiding that naive child forward, and has been blessed with the presence of so many great people up to this day. And my hat, too. The one who navigated for me placed it on my head and planted a fanciful thought in my mind. The trailblazing expedition will never end. Now, it's time for you to make your choice. Once you've made up your mind, open that door and enter the long dream of an old man. I'll be waiting for you at the end of this corridor of time.
All right, everyone. Let's make a decision. Although I don't think anyone will have any objections.
Of course. We've come this far. Surely there's no other option than moving forward.
In that case, it's unanimous. Then let's proceed together to the end of this stream and tell Mikhail our decision.
Mikhail, where are you going?
Someone has to step up and save Lushaka. So why can't it be me, Misha?
Please don't go. And if you must, please take me with you. Don't leave me alone.
Even without me, you know how to proceed forward, brave Captain Misha. The compass is waiting for you. Haven't you always wanted to be a better adventurer than me? Now go, board that train and start your journey.
Where are you going, Mikhail?
I'm going to clean the floor in the parlor car. I've promised the conductor.
Wait, first tell me, did you fix this watch?
Yeah?
I know what it looked like before. Its chain was broken, the back case torn, and the marks on the dial all worn out. How did you manage to fix it?
Well, it's hard to explain, but I knew it could be fixed. It's the hands, Mr. Amundsen.
Its hands were intact and pointing in the right direction, so I knew there would be a way to fix the rest.
I see. You'll work with me from now on. Haven't you always wanted to tinker with this train? You're its mechanic now. As for the conductor, I'll do the talking.
But I only know how to fix watches.
Don't worry. You've got what it takes. I'll teach you what you need to know.
Where are you going, legwork? It's time to head to our next stop.
I'm staying in Astana with Rosalina and Tiernan.
I see. This place reminds you of home.
The people of Astana have only achieved a tiny victory, and still have a long way to go towards true freedom. Hanunu needs us. Don't worry, not all journeys lead to the stars. Even if I leave the Express, our path of Trailblaze will continue.
Yeah. I knew you wouldn't stay on the Express forever. Leave in peace, my friend. And, take this with you.
This is Mr. Amundsen's hat. But why?
When he departed, he said he would leave it to his best student. Well, I suppose the time has come. Farewell, legwork. Take care of Tiernan and Rosalina. And don't forget to write to us.
Where are you going, Watchmaker?
Don't worry, Micah. Just going on a little trip. Someone has to be at the forefront of the interstellar frontier, and I'm the only former Nameless in Penacony. So why can't it be me?
Because you're all we have! Have you forgotten about Tiernan? The cosmos is way more dangerous now. What will happen to Penacony if we lose you too?
But what will happen to Penacony if we don't find a way out? Ah, Tiernan. How could I ever forget him? I've spent countless sleepless nights asking myself why I didn't go with him back then. We Nameless won't stop. Don't worry, Micah. It's just a matter of getting back to my old profession. Just wait for me to come back. But if, and it's a big if I don't come back in one piece, then you'll become the next Watchmaker.
Where are you going, old man?
Oh, you're here.
Answer my question. What are you up to?
Relax, Gallagher. I just came up with a great idea. Wanna hear it?
Oh, come on! Aren't all your ideas just ways to get yourself killed? I may be blunt here, but you're the last remaining hero in Penacony. If you die too, the secret of the Stellaron will go to the grave with you.
Yes. I'm afraid there's no way out in Penacony, so I'll have to consider alternatives beyond Astana. We'll organize a festival using the Watchmaker's legacy as a facade, and send invitations to the entire cosmos to gather people here.
So, a desperate struggle against the family?
It's kind of what it sounds like.
Don't we have you here, my friend? This task is challenging, but what hasn't been challenging for us along the way? Well, whatever you do, remember, make sure to send an invitation to the Astral Express.
Misha! Where are you going?
it's you, Clocky. Take me to Dreamflux Reef. Last night, I had a long dream about the day we met. I want to write down that dream.
Write it down? Why?
Oh, so I won't forget it. Do you remember how you got your name, Clocky?
Of course!
Guess because he looks like a clock?
You told me that when you were a kid, you lived in a room full of clocks. Those wall clocks and pocket watches grew up with you and were your best friends.
Yes, but what I didn't mention was there's a funny misunderstanding behind it. I was a kid, and there was always a special pocket watch in my memories. It was with my grandpa, guiding him on his sea voyages and leading the way in his every adventure story. I wanted to have a pocket watch like that too. And that's when you appeared in my dreams.
Yeah. Every night, we boarded the compass and set sail together.
But you know what? It wasn't until the day my grandpa gave it to me that I realized it wasn't a pocket watch at all. It was a compass. So, your name should have been Compassy. And the watchmaker is just a nameless.
We've arrived at Dreamflux Reef. So, where to next?
You know, Clocky, I don't think I'll be going anywhere else.
I mean, considering what's probably about to happen, yeah.
I've traveled far enough, and it's time for a little break.
Oh. So, we'll set out again. When you're rested?
No, I'll stay here. And then, this is where it ends.
This is... where it ends? What do you mean, Misha? You told me that the trailblazing expedition would never end.
Yeah, that's what I said. So now, it's up to you to decide your next destination.
My next destination? What's that supposed to be? I've been following you. Misha? You're acting weird today. If you're feeling down, we can just do what we usually do. With the clockwork.
No, I'm not feeling down. As for clockwork, yeah, it resolves all problems in this dream. So, do you know what clockwork actually is?
I'm not quite sure.
Well, everyone gets lost at times. They may hesitate and doubt which way to go. That happens in this dreamscape, and beyond. But don't worry. Everyone goes through moments of uncertainty and hesitation. Eventually, they gather the courage to make bold decisions. Whether it's calming, joyful, angry, or sad, all they need is a little nudge to take that step toward where they truly belong. I'm leaving that little nudge with you, and I hope you'll share it with others. Such is the essence of clockwork, the will of the Trailblaze.
Ah.
Clocky's hands spin around non-stop, indicating confusion, frustration, and weakness. But ultimately, people still need to move forward.
Just like your hands, always pointing ahead. This is where my journey ends. From now on, it is your path to walk.
Trailblazing means taking paths your predecessors forswore and venturing even further. The Penacony in Mikhail's dreams does not belong to Order.
He's like, wait, what? Where the fuck did this come from?
I can't believe that Eon would cast a glance at Penacony at a time like this. Is it because of the resonance from the legacy of the Trailblaze? Or perhaps the bond between you is so strong that it even impresses an Eon.
Oh, I wish the hat was permanent.
Well,
Bullshit.
there might be another
Bullshit.
possibility. Perhaps they want to witness, on behalf of the fallen Eons, who will hold the future of Penacony.
If that's the case, on behalf of the Dream Master of Penacony and the 107,336 members of the Oak family, I'm extending a formal invitation to all of you. I'm cordially inviting you all to the Penacony Grand Theater to participate in the upcoming Charmony Festival. And, of course, you won't be in the audience, but on center stage. Since the future of the Stellaron, Penacony, and even the entire cosmos is at stake, let's draw a conclusion there, in all fairness. If you truly believe in Akavili's path, then show me their courage and determination.
So, Trailblazer gets a whole new pathway unlocked. That took some goddamn time.
Please stay tuned. We need a strategy. Time to test our rapport. Let's improvise.
Commencing support. It's time.
Step up, let's see ya.
Oh, catch up.
Confidence.
Take your positions. The mood is set just right. Let the show begin!
Do you admit this crime? By the Order of the Ten Lords. Execute the Marastruck! No amnesty for the Marastruck.
Time to mix things up.
Great teamwork.
Enemy data secured. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Slice like a good brew, my friends. Indulge yourselves!
Dreams do come true.
It ain't over.
Enemy targets detected. Ready for another?
Okay. Well, that's where we're going to call it here for tonight. We will come back and finish this up at some other stream. I'd like to thank you all for joining us here this morning, or this evening. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night.